Hello viewers, my name is Mr.Adebanjo and I want to strongly welcome you to today's video. Just like I promised in the last video where we discuss the NECO 2020 General Mathematics Objective Question. And in that video, I promised that in the next video we are going to talk about the NECO 2020 General Mathematics, the theory part. And that is what we are going to do in this video. We are going to talk about the NECO 2020 General Mathematics Theory. And in this video, what are we expecting? We are going to talk about where the topic where the question were picked one after the other. And also we are going to solve each question systematically. And you are going to enjoy it. And before we start, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, you can click on the subscribe button on this channel, and so that you will be notified when we post new video, and you can share the video, like it, and comment on it, and so that's to improve what we do on this channel. Now, without wasting much of our time, we are going to jump to the first question. Of course, we know that when it comes to WAEC or NECO, in mathematics we have to, in the theoretical in the theory part, we have two parts, and there's all compulsory part, which consists of 5 questions which you have to answer everything, and the optional part which comprises of 7 questions, and you have to answer 5 out of the 7 questions, so everything making up 10 questions in theory. But in this video, we are going to answer all the 12 questions systematically and see how it's going to be. So quickly, let's jump to the first question. Now, the first question is what you are seeing on the screen right now. And we have in question number 1, it has part A and part B. So in the part A of question number 1, it says that find the equation of a straight line passing through the point A having 6,5 and point B having -2,7. Of course, this question is on coordinate geometry. The question is from the coordinate geometry, where we have to find the equation of a straight line, that passes through point A and point B, given the coordinate of the two points. So, of course, now if you know that the equation of a straight line we are looking for is a linear equation, we know that it is a linear equation that will give us a straight line graph. So the equation we are looking for here is a linear equation, and from there we can recollect that the template of linear equation is y is equal to ms plus c. That is, the equation we are looking for here is in this format: y is equal to ms plus c, where y and x there are the variables in the linear equation. M is the gradient and the c is the y-intercept of the straight line, where the straight line intercept y-axis is this c. So with this template, we can find the equation we are looking for. What do we need? We can use these 2 points to calculate the gradient. Then after getting the gradient, we put it back in here. Then also with either of these 2 points, we can find the y-intercept. So that's what we have here: point A and point B. M is the gradient, so we can use change in y over change in s to find the gradient: y2 minus y1 over s2 minus x1 to find the gradient, where our y2 is the 7, our y1 is 5, then our s2 is -2, and our s1 is 6. So if you substitute that into that, we have 7 minus 5, then -2 minus 6. 7 minus 5 is 2, -2 minus 6 is -8. Then 2 can take care of 8. That means you have -1 over 4. So that means the gradient of the straight line is -1 over 4. And if you put that into this template, which is what you're having here, we have y is equal to -1 over 4x plus c. So at any of these points, whether point A or point B, you can find the value of our c. And we said that at this point, point A is 6,5. That means our x is 5. sorry, our x is 6 rather, and our y is 5. So if you substitute that into this equation, we have 5 is equals to minus 1 over 4 times 6, where 6 is x here, then plus c. So 2 can go in 4, 2 can go in 6. That will give us minus 3 over 2 plus c. Then you can take this minus 3 over 2 to this side. You have c to be equals to 5 plus 3 over 2. Find the LCM, which is 2. And that gives us 10 plus 3 over 2. And that gives us 13 over 2. So that means the y-intercept, which is our c, is 13 over 2. Then if you return it back to this equation here, you have a y is equals to minus 1 over 4x plus 13 over 2. And from there, so as to make a tidy up the fraction here, the denominator, you can multiply it through by 4. If you multiply this 4 y by 4, we have 4y is equals to, if you multiply this one by 4, 4 will take care of 4. You have minus x left. Then if you multiply this one by 2, you have 2 in 4, 2. 2 times 13 will give us 26. So if you arrange it very well, you have 4y plus this x go here, 4 plus 4 plus x equals to 26. So that means the equation we are looking for, the equation of a straight line we are looking for here is 4y plus x equals to 26. So that's the solution for this the first question 1a here. So also question number 1b here, this one is on integration, that is calculus. And the part of integration that we are talking about here is integration by substitution. Sorry, pardon me. That's definite integral rather. I mean definite integral. So we are being given the boundary of this integral from 2 to minus 1. So we have been given the boundary. So that is definite integral. The one we are not given the boundary is called indefinite integral. So that means when you integrate this, then you can now put the limit, the boundary rather, from 2 to minus 1. Then how do we integrate? And that is what we solve in 1b here. So put integral over 2x plus 9 dx. So if you integrate 2x, that will give us 2x squared over 2. How do we do that? The power of x here is 1, then add 1 to it. That gives us 2. Then that 2 will also come down. So that's why we're having 2x squared over 2 here. Then when you integrate 9, it will give us 9x. Then when you integrate, you have to add constant plus c to it. So that means the integral of 2x plus 9 will give us 2x squared over 2 plus 9x plus c, where this is the constant. Then we now put the boundary 2 then to 1 minus 1. So if you simplify this one further, 2 can take care of 2. That means you have x squared plus 9x plus c. Then we put the boundary in a square bracket. Then what does it mean? You have to put this boundary 2 in place of x here. Then minus, you put this boundary also in place of x here as well. So you have 2 squared plus 9 into 2 plus c. Then minus, you now put this boundary again. Minus 1 wherever you see x squared plus 9 into minus 1 plus c. Then if you simplify that further, we have 2 squared is 4, 9 times 2 is 18 plus c minus 1 square is 1. Then 9 times minus 1 will give us minus 9 plus c. Then from there we can simplify further. 4 plus 18 is 22 plus c minus 1 minus 9 is minus 8 plus c. Then if this minus open the bracket, we have 22 plus c, then plus 8 minus c. Then so therefore the c can take care of c, plus c minus c will give us 0. Then 22 plus 8 will give us 30. So that means the integral of this, given the boundary from 2 to minus 1, will give us 30. So that is the answer, the how to solve the question number 1 in this NECO 2020 General Mathematics question, the theory part. Let's jump to the question number 2. Question number 2 is on from Venn diagram, which is another way of solving set. So question is on Venn diagram, and the question says that there are 100 tourists. There are 100 tourists. Each of them travel by one or more of the following means of transportation, as shown in the Venn diagram below. So then if you look at the Venn diagram, you are given this box which represent the inverse set, which is 100. Then we have set car, set bus, and set train. So they have already filled in all the necessary value in the union of a car, bus, and train. They have filled all these. W represent car only, U represent bus only, Then V represent train only. Then C represent the interaction between car and train, people that enter car and train. Then people that enter train and bus are 12. Then people that enter car and bus are 18. Then people that enter three of the means of transportation are 5 in numbers. So the question has said that if 52 people travel by bus, that is, all the elements in this bus as a set are 52. All the elements in this set bus are 52 in number, and then 35 by train. That is, all the elements in this train as a set are 35. They have to find the value of U, V, and W. Then the last question: number of tourists who travel by at least two means of transportation. Question is very simple. We know the number of tourists that travel by train, which is 35 in each in number, and number of tourists that travel by bus 52. So like I said earlier, that number of tourists that travel by bus altogether is 52. Then that means everything we have in this set bus, that circle you can see, should be 52. So that means if you had 8 u plus 18 plus 5 plus 12, it should give us 52, and from there you can find our u. So that's what we have here right now. Number of bus is equal to u plus 18 plus 5 plus 12. Number of element in bus is 52. Then if you add this together, 18 plus 5 plus 12 will give us 35. And so from there we can collect like time. Our u will be 52 minus 35, that will be 17. So that means the number of tourists that enter bus only are 17 in numbers. So also the number of tourists for that enter train as a set, all the tourists that enter train as a set are given is given as 35. So that means all the elements in train here, all the total elements in the train here should be equal to 35 as well. So that means if you had V plus 6 plus 5 plus 12 together, it should give us 35, which is what we're having here. So 6 plus 5 plus 12 will give us 23 plus V. Then collect light time, we have V to be 12. So that means the value of V also is 12. Then how can we find W? Because the question asks us to find W as well, which is talking about the number of tourists that enter car only. So how do we do that? Since we know U, we know V. So the union of car with a bus with train should give us this number of elements in the inverse set, because there's no person who did not enter any of these three means of transportation. So all the elements in inverse set are inside the union of this and this and this. So that means if you can add all the elements in the union of car, bus, and train together, it should give us this 100 tourists, which is the universal set. So that what we do there, universal equals to W, which is the plus 18 plus 5 plus 6 plus V plus 12 plus U. So that is that. Then we know our V, which is 12. We know our U, which is 17. Then add everything together, we have 70 plus W. Then collect light time. W equals to 100 minus 70, that gives us 30. So that means all the tourists that enter car only are 30 in number as well. So we have been able to solve A part. Then B part, the number of tourists who travel by at least two means of transportation. At least two means of transportation. That means the list of the element in that set should be two means of transportation. So that means it could be more, it could be three means of transportation. That means this 5 is part. So that means you have to find the number of tourists who travel by at least two means. These people here, they travel by two means. People here travel by two means, which is car and bus. People here travel by two means. Then people that are here travel by three means. So those are the people involved in this number of tourists who travel by at least two means of transportation. This W is not part. This is only one means of transportation. V is not part. Then U is not part. So therefore, to find the number of tourists who travel by at least two means of transportation, we have 18 plus 5 plus 6 plus 12, and that will give us 41 tourists. So that is the question number 2 for the NECO 2020 General Mathematics Theory question. So as I said earlier, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please press the subscribe button in order to subscribe to the channel for more video that we are going to be posting on this YouTube channel. Now quickly let's jump to question number 3. Question number 3 is on statistic. Statistic is the question number 3, and it's on the a measure of a measure of central tendency, which is median mode. But in this question, the question given here is on median. Median, you have to find, you are given that the mark obtained by some students in a test are shown in the table below. That means these are marks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are marks. Then how many times 3 appear is talking about the frequency. If 3 marks appear 3 times, 4 mark appear 5 times, 5 mark appear 9 times, 6 mark appears 12 times, 7 mark appear 8 times, 8 mark appear 6 times, mark 9 appear 5 times, mark 10 appear 2 times. So the question now says we should use these statistics, this table, to find the median of the mark, which is quite simple as well. Now, how do you find the median? Of course, if you try to list all these marks one after the other, it's going to give us an ungroup data. But in this case now it is grouped already, and they are already arranged, so there will not be any problem finding the median. Now how do you find the median? If you need to know the total number of mark we have in this year first, total number of mark. And how do we know that? Is by adding this frequency together. So total frequency will give us 50. That means we have 50 marks altogether here. Then if you, how do we now get the median, where the median is? Of course, we know that from the word median is a middle number. Then how do we know the middle number? Is by finding the total frequency plus 1 over 2. Then that will give us the position where the median is sitting, since the numbers are already arranged in a ascending order. They're already arranged. That means we have n plus 1, which is 50 plus 1 over 2. 51 over 2, that gives us 25th.5 position. That is the position where the median is sitting. Then how do we now know it? Start adding all your frequency together to wherever you get 25th.5, like let's say 26. So we have 8 plus 9, that will give us 17. 17 plus 12, that will give us 29. So we know that 25th.5 will fall in this range. 25.5 will fall here. Even if you start adding it from the back as well, 25.5 will fall here. So that means the median, because you have 12 times here. See, if you start this in 12 times. So that means the median is going to be one of the 6 here. So that's why the median is what? Is 6. Then the median is 6, as you have done, you have seen here. Then if the median is 6, you can also find the summation of the median and the range. Summation of median and the range. What is the meaning of summation? You have to add median and range together. Summation of median and range. You have already gotten the median, which is 6. Then you have to find the range now. What's the meaning of range? Range is the difference between the highest number and the lowest number in the set of numbers. The highest and the lowest between the difference between the highest and the lowest in the set of data. Now we need to get the range of this mark. The highest number then is what? Is 10, and the least mark here is what? 3. So that means the range will be 10 minus 3, that gives us 7. So that means summation of the median and the range will give us 6 plus 7, and that gives us 13. So that's the solution for the 3A. Let's go to 3B, and that question is on probability. The question on 3B is on probability. The probability of Olu and Tony passing an examination are 2 over 5 and 3 over 4 respectively. Find the probability that both of them pass. To find probability that both of them pass. So the probability that Olu passes is 2 over 5. Probability that Tony passes is 3 over 4. Therefore, probability that both of them pass will be 2 over 5 times 3 over 4. And that will give us 6 over 20. And that will give us, if you cut it down, give us 3 over 10. So that is question number 3 on NECO 2020. Question number 3 for now. Now let's jump to question number 4, which says that we have to solve the quadratic equation. 2s squared plus 3s minus 8 is equal to 0. Use the factorization method. Of course, this question is from quadratic equation, and also we are being told the method they want us to use. Of course, you know that when it comes to quadratic equation, we have different methods. We have a factorization method, we have a completing the square method, we have a graphical method, we have a formula method. But in this case, because says we should use a factorization method, then that's what we are going to do. So how do you use factorization method is by using the coefficient of s squared to multiply the constant minus 28. So 1 times minus 28 will give us minus 28. Then the next thing we do is to find two factors that we can multiply together to give us minus 28. And when you add them together, it will give us plus 7. That means we have a plus 7 and minus 4. Plus 7 times minus 4 give us minus 28. Then plus 7 minus 4 will give us plus 3. So that means plus 7 and minus 4 are the two factors. So which you use to replace this 3x here. And that gives us s squared plus 7s minus 4 minus 28 equals to 0. Then if you factorize s out here, that means you have s into s plus 7, then minus 4 into, because minus 4 is common to minus 4s and minus 28. So minus 4 is common, bring out minus 4, s plus 7 is inside equals 0. And don't forget that the two brackets must be the same thing if you are solving quadratic equation. Then from there we have x minus 4, then x plus 7 equals 0. From there, this multiplied by this equals 0. That means this is equal to 0, and also this is equal to 0 as well. So that means s minus 4 is equal to 0, or s plus 7 is also equal to 0. Then from there, you can find out s to be 4, or s equals to what? Minus 7. So that means the solution to this quadratic equation is s equals to 4, or s equals to minus 7. Then question number B, we have to find solve for x in this equation as well. So we have 8x over 9 minus 3x over 2 equals to 5 over 6 minus x. Then from there, what do? We are meant to find the value of x, and we are having this equation. What do you think we can do? There are many ways to approach this question, but the one I think is the fastest is that you find the LCM of the denominator at both sides, and the LCM is 18. Then if you multiply through by 18, multiply both sides by 18, it will clear the denominator for us by saying 18 times 8x over 9 minus 18 times 3x over 2 equals to 18 times 5 over 6 minus 18 times x. Then from there, 9 can go in 18, that will be 2. Then 2 times 8s is what you're having here left. 2 can go in 18, that will be 9. You're having 9 minus 9 to 3x is equals to 6 can go in 18, that will be 3. Then we have 3 times 5 left, then minus 18 times x. So if you simplify that further, that will give us 16x minus 27x is equals to 15 minus 18x. Then from there, we can collect the like times. We have 16x minus 27x, that will give us minus 11x equals to 15 minus 18x. Then if that should be the case now, take minus 18x to this side, we have minus 11x plus 18x equals to 15. So minus 11x plus 18x will give us 7x equals to 15. Then if you divide both sides by 7, that means you have 15 over 7. That will give us 2 number 1 over 7. So that is the value of x as far as this question is concerned. So viewers, I want you to remember we are solving NECO 2020 general mathematics question, the theory part. Now we are in question number 4. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so by clicking the subscribe button on this channel, so that you can help us improve the good work we are doing on this channel. You can share the video, so comment on it, like it, and let's move to the next question, which is question number 5. And the question says that find derivative of 4x cubed minus 2x plus 4 and raised to power 5 with respect to x. The question is from differentiation. The question is on differentiation, and this question is on a function of function. The question is a function of function question. We're having a function within another function. So from there, you have to use chains rule to solve this question. You have to use chains rule to solve this question. It's a very simple question. So we have our dependent variable y equals to the independent variable given to us. Y is equals to open bracket 4x cubed minus 2x plus 4 raised to power 5. So like I said earlier, we're going to use chains rule, which is function of function, to solve this question. What do we say for? We call this function inside the bracket another name, or you give it another you name now equal it to another variable, which is u. We say let u be this. Then you cannot differentiate u with respect to x here. That will give us du dx. That means, how do we differentiate that? The 3 will come down first. We will multiply for that, we have 12x. Then remove 1 from the power, which is 2. Also here, we are having 1 here as the power of x here. The 1 will come to the front, multiply minus 2, that gives us minus 2. Then remove 1 from the power, that means we have 1 minus 1, that gives us 0. So x raised to power 0 will give us 1. So that 1 times minus 2 gives us 2. And when you differentiate a constant, it gives us 0. So that's why the u ds gives us 12x squared minus 2. Then when we call this one our u, what do you have left here? We have y is equals to u raised to power 5. That's what you have left there. We already call this one u. So you cannot differentiate y with respect to u. That will give us the y du. So how do you do that? 5 will come down, which is 5u. Then you remove 1 from the 5. That will give us 5u raised to power 4. Then from there, from the formula for finding chains rule, or from the chains rule, we have the y dx to be equal to the y du times du dx. And then what's our dy du? That is 5u raised to power 4 times what's our du ds? That is 12x squared minus 2. That's what we're having here. So from there, we know that our u is 4x cubed minus 2x plus 4. Returning back here, that means you have this raised to power 4 times 12x squared minus 2. Then, of course, 5 can multiply whatever we have here. So 5 times 12 will give us 60 s squared minus 5 times 2 will give us minus 10. Then into bracket whatever we're having here. So that means the y dx is this. So we have been able to differentiate this function using chains rule. And this is the final answer to that. Now, the second part of the question number 5 is also algebraic fraction, the equation part of it. So we have to find the value of x here, given this, that 5 over 3 into 2x minus 1 over x over 2 minus s is equal to 2 over 3. So we have to find the value of x. So, and that's what we'll do now. And how do we do that? Just like this question that we just solved now, this one, that's where we found the LCM so that we can clear the denominator and make the work easier for us. The same thing we can apply here. We can find the LCM of 3 into 2s minus x, then 2s minus x, then 3. Now, who can tell me the LCM of this? You discover that the LCM is 3 into 2s into 2 minus x rather. 3 into 2s into 2 minus x. That's the LCM, because why? This can go in 3 into 2s minus into 2 minus s rather. This, what I'm highlighting on, can go in 3 into 2 minus s. Also, this also can go in 3 into 2 minus s. Also, 3 can go in 3 into 2 minus s. So that's why we said the LCM should be 3 into 2 minus s. And that's what we have here. The LCM is you find the LCM of the left hand side first, and which is 3 into 2 3 into 2 minus x. Find the LCM, which is that. Then this in this will give us 1. 1 in 5. So 1 times 5 will give us 5. Then minus 2 minus s in 3 into 2 minus x. That will give us 3 left. So 3 will multiply 3 times this will have what you're having here, equals to 2 over 3. Then if I open this bracket, we have minus 3 times 1 will give us minus 3. Then minus 3 times minus s will give us plus 3s. So over 3 into 2 minus x. Then from there, 5 minus 3 give us 2. then plus 3x. Then from there now we can cross multiply. 2 will multiply 3 into 2 minus x. Then 3 will multiply 2 plus 3x. Then if that should be the case, we have what you are having here. Then 3 times 2 give us 6. 3 times 3 give us 9x. That is 3 times 3 heads will give us 9 equals to 2 times. If you follow us 2 times 3 will give us 6. Then you can now use this 6 to open this bracket. And that will give us 12 minus 6s. Then collect like times. We have 9 heads, 9x minus 6 heads go this way. We have 9x plus 6x equals to 12. Then 6 go this way. You have 12 minus 6. So 15 equals to 6. That's what we have. Then x will be equals to 6 divided by 15. And that will give us 3 can go here, 3 can go here. That will give us 2 over 5. So the value of x for this equation is 2 over 5. So that's the solution to the first part of the theory. The first compulsory part is what we have just solved right now. And each of the question is 8 mark. Question number 5 is 8 mark. Question number 4 is 8 mark. Number 3 is 8 mark. Number 2 is 8 mark. Number 1 also is 8 mark. So if you add all these the marks together, that means you should be having 40. Because 5 times 4, 4 times 5 times 8 will give us 40. So for this part, we'll be having 40 marks. Now let's jump to the second part of the theory, which is the optional part, where we have to pick 5 questions from 7 questions, and each question there carries each number carries 12 marks, and that will give us 60 altogether in there. 60 plus 40 will give us 100 in total. So let's jump to question number 6 now, which is the first one, the optional part. And in the first question we have here, we have question number 6a, which says that the volume of a sphere is 9 O number 1 over 3 times its surface area. The volume of a sphere is 9 O number 1 over 3 times its surface area. We have to calculate the surface area, then volume of the sphere correct to the nearest O number. Then question number B is saying that if log base 10 of this minus log base 10 of this equals to log base 10 of 25, find the value of x. So let's first solve this one before we go back to this. And question number 6a is what you're having here. This one is a word problem and a solid shape. We are having a sphere as a solid shape there, and we are finding the relationship that exists between the surface area and the volume. And we are told that the volume of the sphere is 9 over 9 O number 1 over 3 times its surface area. The question is, what is the formula of finding the surface area, and what is the formula of finding the volume of a sphere? Now the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube, while the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. So these are the two formula for finding the volume and the surface area of a sphere. Now let's now go back to the relationship. That is the volume, which is this, is equals to the 9 over 1 over 3 times surface area. What is surface area for? Surface area is 4 pi r square. So the volume is equals to 9 O number 1 over 3 times 4 pi r squared. So that's what you're having here. That's what gives us this equation there. Then from there we can simplify 9 O number 1 over 3, and that will give us 28 over 3 times 4 pi r squared. Then 28 times 4 will give us 112 over 3 pi r squared. Then from there, what can we do? If you cross multiply, we'll be having 3 times this, then 3 times it. That means 3 can take care of 3. So that means we have 4 pi r cubed equals 112 pi r squared. Then from there, pi can take care of pi at both ends. We have 4 r cubed equals to 112 r squared. Then our aim is, from here you can find our radius, which is a small r. Then if I divide both sides by r squared, so that to take care of this r squared here, I will have, sorry, if I divide both sides by 4r squared, rather 4r squared, that will mean I will be having r left here equals to 112 divided by 4, then r squared divided by r squared, and that will give us 28 units. While we're putting units here, because we are not giving the SI unit of the sphere, so that why we put units here, 28 units. Then if the radius is this, then you can find the surface area as you are asked to find. Surface area is 4 pi r squared, and that will give us 4 pi r squared equals to 4 times 22 over 7, and the radius is 28 now. See, 28 squared. Then if you simplify that, we have 4 times 22 will give us 88. 28 squared will give us 784. Then 7 can go in 784, that give us 112. And the surface area will now be 9,856 units square. So that's the surface area. Then also, we have to find the volume of the sphere correct to the nearest whole number. What's the volume of the sphere? 4 over 3 pi r cube. So that will give us equals to 4 over 3 times 22 over 7 being the value of the pi as you have been given here. Then also times r cube. R is 28 cube. Then if you simplify that, if you simplify the numerator, we have 1,931,776 divided by 3 times 7, that gives us 21. So 21, if you divide that, you'll be having 91,889.3333. And the question asks us to approximate it to the nearest whole number. And if you do that, that will give us 91,899 to the nearest whole number as the volume of the sphere. I hope you understand how we got this. Then let's move to the question number 6b, and the question is on logarithm. Question is on logarithm, and we can apply the laws of logarithm to solve this question. So it is advisable you know the laws of logarithm so that you can solve this question easily. Now, how do we apply this? There's law of logarithm that says that the log of m divided by n will give us the log of m minus log of n. So since we are having minus here, that means change to division. So we have log of base 10 of 3x minus 5 squared minus log 4x minus 3 squared base 10 equals to log 25 base 10. So you can apply the law to the left hand side. That means this will turn to division. You'll be having log base 10 into bracket s 3s minus 5 squared over 4s minus 3 squared equals to log base 10 of 25. So log base 10 can take care of log base 10 at both ends. So that means we'll be having this equals to 25. Then from there, we know that from the law of division, we have a squared divided by b squared. That should give us a over b squared. You should know that from here you can get this. So if that should be, we can apply that here. Since both of them are having squared, that means that should give us 3s over 1 divided by 4x, 3s minus 5 divided by 4s minus 3, everything raised to power 2. Because if you simplify this, also you get this back. Then if that should be the case now, then to make our work easier, we can find the square root of both sides so that to remove this square. So square root of this will give us 3s minus 5 over 4s minus 3. Then square root of 25 will give us 5. Then from there we can cross multiply. 5 will multiply 4s minus 3 equals to 3s minus 5. Then 5 can open the bracket, 20s minus 15 equals to 3s minus 5. Collect like times 20s, then this 3 will come here, minus 3 equals to minus 5, then minus 15 will come here, that will give us plus 15. So 20s minus 3 will give us 17s equals to 10. Then we can divide both sides by 17 to get our x. So x will be 10 over 17. So that means the value of our x here is 10 over 17. So that is the solution to the question number 6 of NECO 2020 general mathematics question, the theory part. That's we're talking solving the optional part now, where we have to pick 5 questions out of 7 questions. So if you're able to solve this correctly now, that means you have 12 mark already. Let's jump to question number 7. Question number 7 says that find the equation of a straight line which passes through the point 3, 2 and is perpendicular to the line 3x plus 5 minus 10. Hence, determine the gradient and the y-intercept of the equation. Of course, the question is on coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry, that's where the question is from. And there are some there is a perpendicularism. There's condition for perpendicularism, condition for parallelism in coordinate geometry. So the question here is from the perpendicularism, and we should know the condition for perpendicularism when two straight line meant to be perpendicular. What's the condition that they must be they must satisfy? The condition is that the gradient of the first one multiplied by the gradient of the second one must give us -1. So the gradient of the product of the product of the gradient of the two straight line must give us -1. So that's the condition for perpendicularism of two straight line. Now we already know the equation of the second line, and we want to use that to find the equation of the first line, and that's what the question is all about. Now, just like we have on the screen right now, we said that the condition for perpendicularism is m1 m2 multiplied by m2 equals -1. That is the gradient of the first line multiplied by the gradient of the second line. When you find their product, it must be equal to what? -1. So that's the condition. How are we doing this? Let me quickly tell you the overall reason why we are doing that. Don't forget that the equation of a straight line is a linear equation, and it's going to be in this format. That is going to take this template. Now, what do? Our aim is to find the equation which is going to resemble this. So, but from the second equation here, now you can find the gradient of this one. When we now know the gradient of this one, now you cannot take it back here, and so that we now use to get the gradient of the second one we are looking for is equation. Then when we now know the gradient of that, we can now, at this point, you can now find the y-intercept, which is our c. Then at the end of the day, you can now generate the equation we are looking for really, and that's the overall thing we have done here. So from the equation we have here, 3x plus 5y equals to 10. We have to find the gradient of this equation. How do we do that? Of course, we know that the gradient is the coefficient of x here. Coefficient of x is the gradient, but you cannot say that 3 is the gradient unless you first of all transform this equation to look like this. So when we transform the equation to look like this, then we can now find the gradient. We can now pick the equation of x to be the gradient. So what do? We have 3x plus 5 equals to 10. Then make this 5y solve the formula. Then we have 5y equals to 10 minus 3x. Then divide both sides by 5. Y equals to 10 over 5 minus 3 over 5x. Therefore, now we can now find the gradient of this equation, which is this straight line, and that will give us -3 over 5. So we can regard that one as m1, the gradient of the first line. So knowing the gradient of the first line is equals to -3 over 5, then we can return it back here to find the gradient of the second one. So we have -3 over 5 m square, sorry, m2, which is the gradient of the second one. This equation we are looking for equals to -1. What do? We can cross multiply, or first of all multiply both sides by minus. So we multiply both sides by minus, then the minus will go away. This one become plus, this also become plus. Then divide, you can cross multiply here. Then 5 multiply 1 here, you have 5. Then 3 m2 equals to 5. Then you can divide both sides by 3 to get our m2. So that means m2 will be 5 over 3. So that means the gradient of this equation we are looking for is 5 over 3. So you can substitute that, you can return that back into this linear equation template. So wherever we see m, you can put it. That means we have y equals to 5 over 3s plus c. So we are already trying to get the equation. It's already looking like it. So all you need to get next is the c, which is the y-intercept. And that's why we are giving this point that the line passes through. The line passes through this 3,2. That's it, that coordinate. So that means we know the value of our y at that point, and we know the value of our x at that point. Our y is 2 and our s is 3. So put it back here. We have 2 equals to 5 over 3 into x, which is 3 plus 5 plus c. So 3 can take care of 3 here. We have 2 equals to 5 plus c. So c will be equals to 2 minus 5. And that will give us -3. So that means y-intercept is what? -3. So if you return back into this equation here, then the equation becomes y equals to 5 over 3x minus 3. Then we can clear the denominator by multiplying through by the LCM of the denominator, which is 3. So that gives us 3y equals to 5x minus 9. If we multiply through by 3, then if you rearrange it very well, we have 5x then minus 3y, then take this minus 9 out here, will give us 9. So that is that. Question asks us to find the gradient, which is the gradient is 5 over 3, and the y-intercept is what? Uh, minus 3. So we have been able to get the equation of a straight line, which is what you have here, 5x minus 3y equals to 9. And we have been able to find the gradient, which is 5 over 3, and the y-intercept is minus 3, which is what we got. So let's move to the question number 7b, which is from compound interest. The question is from compound interest. Find the compound interest on 8,000 naira for 3 years at 5% per annum. So we have to compound this amount of money for 3 years at this rate, and to tell us the compound interest. Of course, now we know that we can do this thing. You can find the compound interest step by step by doing it for by doing some iteration for a period of some 3 years. But instead of doing that, we can find the amount at the end of the 3 years after the money has been compounded. Then after getting the amount, then we can now find the compound interest. Since we know that compound interest will be amount minus the principal that have been compounded, then what do? We can use this formula to find the amount. That means amount is equal to the principal into 1 plus rate over 100 divided by n, which is the period that the money was compounded, which is 3 years. Then from there, the principal is 8,000 into 1 plus 5, rate is 5 over 100, then the period is 3. Then if you simplify this one will give us 0.05 plus 1, that will give us 1.05. Then cube of it, then multiply by 8,000, that will give us 9,261. So that's the amount the money will yield, the money will amount to after 3 years. Then since we know the amount, we can now find the compound interest. Compound interest will be amount minus the principal, which is 8,000. So that will give us 1,261 naira 0 kobo as the compound interest on 8,000 naira for 3 years for 5% rate per annum. So that is the question for that's the solution for question number 12, and sorry, question number 7, pardon me. And the total mark there also is 24 is 12 mark rather. Don't forget we are solving a theory question for NECO 2020, and we are in the optional part where we have to solve 5 questions out of the 7 questions. And in this video, I'm going to solve all the 7 questions, and we are on the question number 7. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on subscribe button, and so that you will be notified when we upload more videos. And you can share the video if you have students in the secondary school that are going to write WAEC and NECO very soon, so that to prepare them how NECO questions are being set. And also you can comment and like the video. Let's jump to question number 8. Now question number 8 also is on arithmetic progression. That is a question series. Question 8 is on arithmetic progression, and the question says that the 9th term and 12th terms of an arithmetic progression AP are 50 and 65 respectively. Find the sum of the sum of its first 70 terms. Of course, this is a word problem on arithmetic progression AP. The 9th term of an AP. What's the 9th term of an AP? That should be A plus 8D. A plus 8D is the 9th term of an AP, where A is the first term and the D is the common difference. And we have been given the value of the 9th term, that when I have a sequence, by the time I get to the 9th term, I will see 50 there. That's what they mean by that. And that's what that's why we are equating the 9th term of an AP to be 50. And also the 12th term of an AP also is 65. That is when I list that sequence and I get to the 12th term, I'm going to see 65 there as well. So that is why we equate the 12th term of an AP, which is A plus 11D, equals to 65. So as a result of that, now we are now having 2 equations to solve simultaneously. So we are having equation 1 and equation 2. We say subtract equation 1 from 2. That means equation 2 minus equation 1. So A minus A will give us 0. 11d minus 8d will give us 3d. And as such, we have 65 minus 50, that will give us 15. So from there, you can find the common difference, which is our d, by dividing both sides by 3. And 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. So we can put, that means the common difference of this arithmetic progression is 5. Then you can put d into equation 1 or 2 to find the value of our first term. So what did we say there? We said that put d equals to 5 into equation 1. What's equation 1? A plus 8d equals to 50. So anywhere you see d, you put 5 there. That means you have a plus 8 into 5 equals to 50. 8 times 5 will give us 40. Then a plus 40 equals to 50. Then collect like time, a will be 50 minus 40. That will be 10. So that means the first term of that sequence is 10 rather. So the first term is 10. The common difference is 5. Then if you ask you to tell her the second term will be a plus d, which is 15. 10 plus 15. But that's not what you asked to do. So the question asks us to find, now that we know the first term and the common difference, we can find the sum of his first 7 term. Sum of the first 7 term. We are summing the first 70 terms together. We are summing the first 70 terms together. So what's the formula of finding the sum of term in AP? We have sum of term to be equal to n over 2 into 2a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket multiplied by d, where n is the number of terms we are summing, a is the first term, then d is the common difference. So if you put that there, that means you have number of times you are summing is 70. 70 over 2 into 2 times first term is 10 plus 70, which is number of times we are looking for, we are summing, minus 1 multiplied by common difference. So 70 divided by 2 gives us 35 into 2 times 10 gives us 20. 70 minus 1 will give us 69 times 5 will give us 345. Add it together, 365. 365 times 35 will give us 12,775. And that's the sum of the 70 terms of that sequence. So the question number B is on the application of differentiation to motion, straight line motion, rectilinear motion. Application of differentiation and integration to rectilinear motion. A particle moves in a straight line and its velocity after t is given by v is equal to t squared minus 3t plus 2 in meter per second. Distance of the particle from a fixed point on a straight line is s meter after t seconds, and s is 40 when t is 60. Find the formula for distance in terms of t. So you are looking for the formula for distance in terms of t. Then we should be able to get it from this. Since this is velocity equals to this is the formula of the velocity. But we know that velocity is equals to distance over time. So when I differentiate distance against with time, that should give us the velocity. And that's what we are having here, that this velocity is same as distance ds dt. So which is distance with time over time. That is the velocity can be written as ds dt, which is distance over time. Then from there, if you cross multiply, that means we have the s is equals to t squared minus 3t plus 2, everything into dt. So if you integrate, don't forget we are looking for s in terms of t. So if you integrate the s, we have x left. So whatever we do to the left hand side, we do to the right hand side as well. We can integrate the right hand side as well. So if you integrate t squared with respect to t, you have t cube over 3, that is plus 1 here, divided by whatever you get at the top. So I mean you have the t cube over 3 minus integrate 3t as well. We have 1 plus 1, that gives us 2 over 2, that is 3 over 2 t squared. Then also if you integrate a constant, we have what? 2t. So that means the formula for s in terms of t is s is equal to t cube over 3 minus 3 over 2t squared plus 2t. So that is the solution for question number 8, as you have been told to solve. And that's the question number 8, and that's 12 mark as well. Let's move to question number 9. which is on construction. Question number 9 is on construction. We are to use a ruler and a pair of compass only to construct an inscribed circle in a triangle ABC of side AB equals to 8.5 centimeter, comma side AC equals to 7 centimeter, and angle CAB 60 degrees. Measure the radius of the circle, then calculate the area of the inscribed circle. Now, as I said earlier, it's on the construction. What do you do? First of all, sketch the triangle that we are giving here. You can sketch it with your a pencil. Just sketch it, a rough sketch now, not construction now. When you sketch it, we discover that we have something like this triangle ABC. Why do we have it like this now? And that means we'll be having our AB here. Our AB is 8.5 centimeter, and our AC is this side, which is 7 centimeter, and we have angle CAB, which is 60 degrees. So this is this rough sketch of the what you are going to get at the end of the day when we construct it normally. It's just that we did not put the value of the AB and the value of the side AC, but we know that AC is 7 and AB is 8.5 centimeter. So we include the angle 60 degrees, but this just is rough sketch. And after construction, you can see that it really looks like what you are having here. Now let's jump into the construction part of it. Draw a straight line, as you can see. Then on your ruler, measure AB, which is 8.5 on your ruler. Take your compass and put your pencil firmly and measure 8.5. So when you measure 8.5, you put it here, you make an arc here, you turn it back here, you also make an arc here. So that will give us the length of AB. So you can write your A and B on it and you put 8.5 there. Then having done that, now you can now construct angle CAB. So at A here, you can construct angle 60 degrees. How do we do that? Reduce your compass to a specific radius, then make a semicircle here at A. That is, you place your compass here now, the pin of your compass there, then you now draw a semicircle on that line. Can you see now? So if you draw a semicircle on that line, you have something like this as I'm highlighting on the screen. Then also don't close the compass again. You just leave it the way it is after drawing the semicircle. Then place your compass, the pin of your compass at this point where this semicircle is touching the line here. Then make an arc here. The first arc you make on this semicircle, that's 60 degrees. If you place it here again and make another arc here, that will give us 120, then 180. But we need 60 degrees. So after you might have drawn this semicircle, don't close the radius of your compass, but put the compass here and make an arc here. That will give us 60 degrees. Then after you might have done that, take your another pencil, then your ruler, and draw a line, a straight line passing through this point. Draw a straight line there. I hope you can see what I mean. So from this point, which is the center point A here, draw a straight line here to cut across this arc 60 here you have to make. Then having done that now, that means this angle here from this point from here is 60 degrees. So that's how to make angle 60 degrees. Then from then, having made this angle 60 degrees, now you can now find your side AC, which is 7 centimeter. How do you do that? Take your compass again, measure 7 centimeter on your ruler, then place it on this A, and make an arc on this side here you have drawn. So don't forget it's 7 centimeter. Make sure that what you have drawn is not more than 7 centimeter. So that's why you have to measure it on the ruler. Then make an arc here 7 centimeter. Then you now write 7 centimeter here. Then to form this triangle now, you can now join this point B with your ruler to this point where you have make an arc on this line. So that will give us this point we are having here, this line we are having here to C to B. So, and that form the triangle we are looking for, and you can now label this place as C. So that will form the triangle we are looking for. But in the question we are told that there is a circle that is inscribed in the triangle. You can see there's a circle here after we constructed it. Then this is the circle that is inscribed in the triangle. But the question is, how can we construct this circle since we don't know the radius or we don't know the center of the triangle. Had we know the center of the triangle, now you can easily draw the circle. Or had you are giving the radius of the circle, we can easily draw the circle, but we are not giving all this. Forget about what you're having here. What you're having here is as a result of question that say that we are to measure the radius of the circle, and that's the answer. But how do we get this circle? Now, how do we get that? Now, just take your compass, place it at this point B, then make an arc on this line BC, make an arc here, then also make an arc on this line AB as well. You can see what this arc here, there's an arc here, there's another an arc here. Can you see? Then if you see that, then make an arc here, make an arc here. Don't close your compass again, then take your compass here again, then also make an arc at the inside the triangle here. Put your compass here again, also make another arc here. So you can see that the first thing you do is that take your compass, you can try to adjust the radius. What do you do? Place at point B, make an arc on this line, make another arc on this line. Then from there, go to this place where you have make an arc. Don't close your compass. So then make an arc inside the triangle. Also put your compass here, the pin here, and make an arc here. Then you see that they will intercept. Then you now draw a straight line to pass through the intersection of the two arcs here. So you can extend the line to this side. Then whatever you have done here, you can do it at this side, this portion as C as well. And you also do it at point A. And that's what give us this three straight line. 1, 2, then 3. What do I do here? Put your compass, put it here, make another at this side, make another arc at this side. Then put your compass here as well, make an arc at the inside this triangle, put it here as well, also make another arc in this triangle. They cannot draw a straight line from C to pass through the middle of that arc you have marked. Also come to point 8 here, point A here, make an arc at this side, make another, sorry, where am I? Make an arc here, make an arc here, then make another arc here. Then if I've done that, then place it here, make another arc, make another arc. Then where you can draw a straight line to pass through the center as well. Then at the end of the day, you see that this 3D line, this line from A here, and this line from B here, and this line from here, they will meet at a point, they will join together. Forget about this straight line you're having here, forget about this one for now. We're talking about this line, and this line. They will meet at the point, at a point, and that point will be the center of the triangle. That point will be the center of the what? This triangle now. Then what do? You cannot take your but we need to know the radius of the circle. We need to know the radius of the circle. And how do we know the radius of the circle? That is the center of the circle rather. We need to know the radius of the circle and the center of the circle. Of course, we already know the center of the circle, which is this. Then we need to know the radius of the circle so that we can draw this circle. Then how do we do that? Of course, we can get that by putting our compass at the center here. Sorry, put our compass at the center here. Then extend our compass, open our compass. Then what do? We can make an arc on this line here. Then make an arc on this line here as well. I can also use this line, doesn't matter. If I pick my compass here, I will make a line here. I will make an arc here. I also make an arc here. Can you see? I can also use this line as well. I'll put my compass here. I'll make an arc here. I'll make another arc here. Then, but I chose this side because it's very easy for me with this side. So I'll put my compass here, make an arc here, make an arc here. Then don't close the compass. So then put your pin here as well, make an arc here. Then put your pin here, make another arc here. Then you can see that these two arcs will move together. They will intersect rather. Then place your ruler here and draw a straight line. Straight line here. Then since this part is not part of it, that's why I use broken line to complete it here. So you can tell us that from here to here is the radius of the circle. Then what do? I will take my compass back here again, and I'll extend my compass. I'll extend my compass to this point. So I'll extend my compass to this point. Then I cannot draw. I will extend my compass to this point from the center. I will now draw the circle. It's called that it's going to be touching the part of the triangle. Then after doing that, I will draw the circle. Then when I draw the circle, I can now measure the radius from here to here. I will measure the radius, and that will give us 2.1 centimeter. as you have been told to measure the radius. Now that we know the radius, we can now find the area of this area of the inscribed circle. That is the circle here. We want to know the area of it. And what formula of finding the area of a circle? Pi r squared. So since we know the radius to be 2.1, so we can find the area, since we know that pi is 22/7, and that'll give us 13.86 centimeters squared. So that's question number 9, and that's 12 mark. As simple as that. That's 12 mark. As simple as that. That's 12 mark. That's why I always encourage students to know construction. Construction is very easy and it's very good. It's to boost your mark if you know it. So don't forget, we are solving NECO NECO question number 20, question number 9. That's what we just solved now, and we are solving NECO 2020 theory part. We're talking solving the NECO 2020 new general mathematics. Sorry, uh, general mathematics. That's what we are solving right now. So if you are not subscribed to this channel, please click on subscribe button and comment on the video, like it and share it. If you have students that are preparing for WAEC and NECO, even though they are still in S1 and S2, they can get used to solving questions and how questions are being set and being answered. So let's jump to question number 10. Question number 10 is a word problem. Question number 10 is a word problem, and 10B is a subject formula. So let's solve question number 10A, and let's see how it is. A woman is 4 times as old as her daughter. A woman is 4 times as old as her daughter. So that means there's a relationship between the age of the woman and that of her daughter. We have relationship between them. So the woman age is 4 times as old as her daughter. So we don't know the age of the woman, and we don't know the age of the daughter. So if you know the age of the daughter, we'll know the age of the woman. So that's why we said here that let the daughter age be x. So if the age of the daughter is x, that means the age of the woman will be what? 4x, according to what you're having here, that the age of the woman is 4 times the age of the daughter. So age of the daughter x, age of the woman 4x. In 5 years time, okay, before we read on, what will be the age of the daughter in 5 years time? That's what we need to ask ourselves. So in 5x time, if this is the age of the daughter now, excuse me, the age of the daughter is x. That means in 5 years time, that will be age of the daughter will be x plus 5, because you need to add 5 to the age to give us the age of the daughter in 5 years time. So if the age of the daughter is in 5 years time is x plus 5, what will be the age of the woman in the next 5 years? That's also be 4x plus 5. So we know their ages in the next 5 years. Let's continue the question. In 5 years time, comma, the square of our age, that is the square of the woman's age now, will exceed the square of our daughter age by 120. Let's come again so that I can understand that part. In 5 years time, since we know their ages in 5 years time, the square of the woman age now, what is the square? What's the woman age? 4x plus 5. That means we square it. We exceed the square of our daughter. Also, we need to square the age of our daughter as well. Then the age of the woman in 5 years time will exceed the square of the square of our age we exceed the square of our daughter age by 120 in 5 years time. So that means when I find the square of the woman age, square of the daughter age in 5 years time, then the differences between them will be what? 120. That is the woman age. The difference between the daughter age and the woman's age in 5 years time will be what? 120. That's the way you can interpret the question, because the woman will exceed her daughter's age by 120. So that means the differences between their ages, or the difference between their ages, will be what? 120. So that's what we are having here, that 4x plus 5 squared minus x plus 5 squared, which is the age of the mother in 5 years time, and the age of the girl of the daughter in 5 years time, is equals to what? 120. So from there now we understand what this one means, that we have to open the bracket in 2 places. Also we have to open this bracket also in 2 places as well, equals to 120. Then from there, 4x times 4x will give us 16x squared. 4x times 5 will give us 20x. 5 times 4x will give us 20x. 4 times 5 will give us 25. Minus S times L will give us S squared. S times Y will give us 5x. 5 times L will give us 5x. 5 times Y will give us 25 equals 120. Then you can simplify that further. 16x squared. 20x plus 20 will give us 40x plus 25 minus open bracket 5x times 5x plus 5x will give us 10x here. Then equals to 120. Then you can open the bracket with this minus. Minus times s squared will give us minus s squared. Minus times plus 10x will go minus 10x. Minus times plus 25 will give us minus 25. Then from there you can also simplify further. Here you can collect like times 16s squared minus s squared will give us 15s squared. 40s minus 10s will give us 30x. Then 25 plus 25 plus, sorry, 25 minus 25 will give us 0. Then this 120 will come to this side. That will give us minus 120 equals to 0. Then something is common to the terms we have here. 15 is common. We can divide through by 15. That will give us s squared plus 2 minus 8 equal to 0. Then we have a quadratic equation to solve right now, which we can solve using factorization method. Then if you do that, what do we do? 1 multiplied by minus 8 will give us minus 8. Then we find the factor of minus 8 that we can multiply together to give us minus 8. When we add them together, it will give us plus 2. And that will give us plus 4 minus 2. Plus 4 times minus 2 will give us minus 8. Plus 4 minus 2 will give us 2. Then that will now replace this plus 2 here. Then that will give us s squared plus 4s minus 2s minus 8 equals 0. You can now factorize s squared minus plus 4x. S is common. You have s into s plus 4. Then minus 2 is common here. You can bring out minus 2 into s plus 4 as well equals to 0. Don't forget that the two brackets must be equal. So we bring together s minus 2 into s plus 4 equals 0. This is equal to 0. Then this also is equal to 0. Then from there you can find our s to be equal to 2 or s equal to minus 4. So don't forget that the s is the age of the daughter, and the age of the daughter can never be negative number. So that means the age of the daughter has to be 2. So the age of the daughter is what? 2. So, and that's what you have to find. You have to find the age of the daughter, which is what? 2 years. So that's the solution to that question number 10. Let's go to question number 10b, which is on a subject formula and substitution in a subject formula. So what do we do? You have to make a y sort of the formula here. How do we do that? You have t is equals to w plus wy squared over pz. You have to make y sort of the formula here. What do we do first? We find the LCM of this right hand side. The LCM is pz. 1 in pz will give us pz. Pz times w will give us pzw. Pz in pz will give us 1. 1 times wy squared will give us wy squared. Then from there we can cross multiply. Pz will multiply t. You have pzt equals to pzw plus wy squared. From there we can take this pzw to this other side. That means you have pzt minus pzw equals to wy squared. Then from there you can divide both sides by w, and that gives us y squared equals to pzt minus pzw over w. Then if that should be the case, our aim is to find y, not y squared. So that way we find the square root of both sides. Therefore our y will be square root of pzt minus pzw over w. So like this now we have been able to make y squared the formula here. We have been able to make y squared the formula here. Then the next question is you have to find the value of y if p is 5, z is 10, t is 9, w is 3. So to make that work easier for us, to make it the solution easier for us, I know that something is common here. In this numerator, pz is common, so I can factorize it out. Pz into tw into t minus w. Then from there I can put the value of my p, which is 5, value of my z is 10, into t, value of my t is 9, minus w which is 3. So I have this over 3. 5 times 10 will give us 50. 9 minus 3 will give us 6 over 3. 3 can go in 6, which is 2 times. 2 times 50 will give us 100. Then square root of 100 will give us 10. So the value of our y is 10. So that is the solution to question number 10 of NECO 2020, the theory part. We are almost done. We are left with 2 questions to solve. Don't forget we have 7 questions in this part. Now question number 11 now is for is on statistic as well. Question number 11 is on statistics. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. You can share the video, you can like it, comment on it, give it to your younger ones. They are your children that are in a senior school preparing for examination. Question number 11 is says that the frequency distribution of scores, but the frequency distribution of scores obtained by 50 students in a class test are given in the table below. Of course, this is a group data now. We are having class interval, we are having frequency, but you can see that the frequency is given in terms of t. So we do, we know that we are having total frequency we have here is what, 50. According to what you are having here, there are 50 students. So the question has also to determine the value of t, the frequency of the modal class, then the variance of the distribution. 12 mark, very cheap question as well. What do we do? Oh, of course, you need to find the value of our t. For even though you are not asked to find the value of our t, there's nothing we can do to this question without us first knowing the value of t. So we need to find the value of t first. And how do we get that? If you rearrange the table like this now, so that it can give us a clear picture. We have the class interval, which is the scores, then frequency. Then if you sum this frequency together, it should give us 50. So add this together now. Let's see what we get. We have 3 plus 10, 13 plus 3, that will give us 16. 16 plus 8, that will give us 24. Then 24 plus 2, uh, that will give us, sorry, there's a mistake somewhere. We have 3 plus 10, 13, 16. Sorry, I cannot add this. This is 3t. Sorry, I made a mistake. I'm not supposed to add this because 3t is different from a whole number. 3 plus 10, that will give us 13. 13 plus 8, that will give us 21. 21 plus 2, that will give us 23. 23 plus 2, that will give us 25. That way we're having 25 here. Then you can now sum this t together. We're having minus t plus 3t, that will give us 2t. 2t plus 2t plus 2t, that will give us 40. 40 plus t, that will give us 5t. So when you sum this together, we have 25 plus 5t. And the addition we will get is supposed to give us 50. Because we are told that there are 50 students. That's it. The total frequency here should be 50. So that means you have 2t plus 5t should be equal to 50. From there, collect like time 50 minus 25. And equal to 5t. Then 5t equals to 25. Divide both sides by 5. That's 25 over 5. That gives us 5. Then that means the t here, as we have been told to find the value, is what? 5. Then if you know the value of t, that means we can now know our frequency for each class interval. This is 3. 10 minus 5 give us 5. 3 times 5 give us 15. 8. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2, 12. 5 times 5 plus 2 give us 7. And if you add this together, it should give us 50 as well. Now we now know our frequency and we know the value of our t. Because I say that we should find the frequency of the modal class. Frequency of the modal class. And what is the modal class? The modal class is the class with the highest frequency. The highest frequency here is 15, and this is the class that have 15. So, and what's the frequency of that class? This is what? 15. So the frequency of the modal class is 15. Excuse me. So question number 11c now, we have to find the variance of the distribution. And the question is from measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion, variance, then standard deviation, mean deviation. But in this case, you have to find variance. So having known, we can rewrite this table. We need the class interval and we need the frequency as I've written it here. Then to find variance, we need mean to find variance. We need mean to find variance. Then how do we get mean? Mean, which is same thing as x bar, is equal to summation fs over summation f. So we have our f, but we don't have our x. So how do we get x? We can get x from this score. From this class interval, we can get x. How do we get x? You add the lower class interval to the upper class interval and you divide it by 2. 5 plus 9 will give us 14. 14 divided by 2 give us 7. 10 plus 14 will give us 24. 24 divided by 2 will give us 12. 15 plus 19 will give us 34. 34 divided by 2 will give us 17. And so do that for the rest, and you get all the value of x here. Now that we know the value of our x, we can now find fx. That is, f is multiplying x. So fx here now, we can find that 3 times 7, that's 21. 5 times 12 is 60. 15 times 17 will give us 225, and so on. Do everything. Then summation of fx. That means sum the column of fx together. We have to sum it together. So sum whatever you get here together, and we give us 1060. Then to now get the mean, we have summation of fx, which is 1060 divided by summation f. Summation f is everything here. We have to sum it together, which is 50. Then divided, that will give us 21.2. So that's the mean. So we are not asked to find the mean in this question, but we need the mean to find the variance. So now that we know the mean, then we need to find deviation, which is x minus x bar. Our x bar is mean, and our x, this is our x here. So x minus x bar, that means x here, which is 7, minus x bar, which is 21.2. So 7 minus 21.2 will give us minus 14.2. 12 minus 21.2 will give us minus 9.2. 7 minus 21.2 will give us minus 4.2. Uh, 22 minus 21.2 will give us 0.8. 27 minus 21.2 will give us 5.8. Then 32 minus 32 minus 32 minus 21.2 will give us 10.8. So that's our x minus x bar. The next thing is to square our x minus x bar. Whatever we get here, you have to square it, and that will help us to eliminate the minus. So minus 14.2 square will give us 201.64. Then square each and every one, each value we have there, and that will give us the corresponding value we have here. Then having gotten our x minus x bar square, then we need frequency to multiply x minus x bar square. And how do I get all these things I'm having here? Is from the formula of variance. Variance is summation f into x minus x bar squared over summation f. So I'm working with this formula I'm having here. We have inside the bracket x minus x bar, that's why we find x minus x bar. We have the square of it, that's why we find square of it. Then frequency now is multiplying whatever we have here. So frequency will multiply x minus x bar all squared. Then from there, after that I've gotten that, that is frequency will multiply 3 will multiply 201.64. 5 will multiply 84.64. 15 multiply 17.64, and it will give us everything we have there. Then we have to sum summation f into x minus x bar squared. That be whatever you get in this column. In this column, you have to sum it, add it together, and after summing it, we have 2518, which you can try on your own. Then divided by summation f, which is 50. And when you divide it, we have 50.36. So that is the variance for this distribution, and that gives us a 12 mark under question number 11. So we are still solving NECO 2020, the theory part, and we only have one question to go, which is the last question, question number 12, and which we are going to solve in a moment. So please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button right now. And don't forget, we still have the objective part, which we have solved in the previous video of if you check the playlist of this video, you are going to see the objective part of there. If you have not check it out as well, where we explain each question on in the objective, and we solve it systematically as well. So we are just solving the theory right now. So like the video, share it with your words and your children in the college and secondary school, so that they can be equipped. Now let's jump to the last question, which is question number 12. The question number 12 is on graph. It's a quadratic graph with a linear graph. So we are solving quadratic equation with a linear equation simultaneously now using graphical method. That is the secret behind this question. The solution is the question is on solving quadratic, as I mean the topic now where the question is from, it is solving one quadratic, one linear simultaneously now, but we are using graphical method to solve it now. So question said that copy and complete the table value value below for y is equals to s squared minus 2s minus 3. So first of all, we need to complete this value, this table, and we now plot the graph using this scale given to us. We plot the graph of y is equal to s squared minus 2s minus 3. Then before you can plot the graph, of course, we need to get the complete table now. We are given the value of x from minus 2 to 3, but we don't know the corresponding value of y. How do we get that? Is what we're having here. Now we have this value of s given to us. Then we need to get the value of y. So what do you do? Put all the variable here, all the terms here, put it in the table. We have x given to us. Then s squared is what you're having here. Put it here. Minus 2s, put it here. Minus 3, put it here. Then what you are looking for is y. You put it here. Then form a table with all this x. Then you can now start. Put minus 2 into s squared, that will give us 4. Minus 1 square will give us 1. 0 square will give us 0. 1 square will give us 1. 2 square will give us 4 here. Then 3 square will give us 9. Also, we are having minus 2s here. Wherever you see s, you put all these value one after the other. Minus 2 times minus will give us 4. Minus 1 times minus 2 will give us 2. 0 times minus 2 will give us 0. 1 times minus 2 will give us minus 2. 2 times minus 2 will give us minus 4. 3 times minus 3 minus 2 will give us minus 6. Then this column here, this row as well, we have minus 3, which is a constant, so you can apply to all. Then the last thing we do is to find the value of our y here. And how do we do that? Is by closing. You close this row. It's not part of it. So from here to this place, you sum it together. 4 plus 4 will give us 8. 8 minus 3 will give us 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Minus 3 minus 3. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 3 is minus 3. Then 9 minus 6 is 3. Then 3 minus 3 is 0. So we have been able to complete this table, and for doing that you will get the mark assigned for each value that you have been able to complete here. Then we have satisfied that condition given us. That means you can now draw the graph using the scale given to us. The scale says that using a scale of 1 centimeter to 1 unit on x-axis, as you have written on the graph here, 2 centimeter to 1 unit on x-axis. If you look at our x-axis here, we are having 2 centimeter from here to here is 2 centimeter, from here to here is 2 centimeter, from here to here is 2 centimeter. So on it, you're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So we have been able to scale it properly. Also, we are having that 2 centimeter to represent 5 units on y-axis. Also on the y-axis, you're having this is the origin. From here to here is 5, 10, 15, then 20, and so on. Minus 5, minus 10, minus 15, and so on. So you have been able to scale it very well, because from here to here on the y-axis 2 centimeter. From here to here on the x-axis is 2 centimeter as well. So you have been told what to put on each 2 centimeter. Very well. So which we have done. Now we can now plot the graph. When our s is minus 2, our y is 5. Our s is minus 2 here. Our y is 5. That means they will meet here. That's why you're having this asterisk here. When our y is minus 1, our s is minus 1, our y is 0. So our s is minus 1 here, y is also 0 here. So that means we asterisk this point. When our s is 0, our y is minus 3. So 2 broken line here will give us 1, because on the y-axis we are having 2 centimeters represent 5 units. That means 1 broken line will be 0.5. So that means 2 broken line will be 1. So that means if you plot s to be equal to 0 and y to be equal to minus 3, you have it to be here if you count it critically. And also when our s is 1, our y is minus 4. S is 1 here, our y is minus 4 here. Then when our s is 2, our y is minus 3. That means coming up again is here. And when our s is 3, our y is 0. That means at this point. So that means you take your broom or French curve, you can draw the curve, and this is the curve we have. And that's why we label the curve to be y equals to s squared minus 2s minus 2. Of course, we know that when we plot quadratic equation, it's going to give us a curve. Then if that should be the case, then also question number C, using the same scale and axis, draw the graph of y is equals to 1 minus 3s. Of course, now we know that this is a linear equation. A linear equation. So it's going to give us a straight line graph. Now, of course, we need to get a table for that as well. But because it's a straight line graph, we don't need to put a lot of points like value of x here from minus 2 to 3. No, we can pick the beginning, the middle, and the end. Of course, our ruler will do justice to the remaining one. So that's why we pick x from minus 2 to 0, then to 3. So also put the value here, 1 here, minus 3 into the table, then your y we are looking for. 1 is a constant, it applies to everything. So then minus 2 in here, you have minus 3 times minus 2, that give us 6. 0 times minus 3 give us 0. 3 times minus 3 give us minus 9. Then add this and this together to give us our y. 1 plus 6 will give us 7. 1 plus 0 give us 1. Then 1 minus 9 will give us minus 8. So we can now plot that on the same graph as you have been told, on the same graph. So from there, our s is minus 2, our y is 7. Our s is minus 2, yeah, our y is 7. This is 5, 6, then 7. That's why we are asterisk this point. Then our s is 0, our y is 1. S is 0, our y is 1. So y is 1 here, and s is 0 here. So, and our s is 3, our y is minus 8. S is 3, y is minus 8. So minus 8 is here. So with our long ruler now, we can now join these 3 points together, and it gives us a straight line graph. But if you use all the value of x here, you are still going to get the same straight line, but you are going to be having more points on the graph. Which seems now when you pick these 3 lines, 3 points rather, you will still get the same thing. Our ruler will help us to get the remaining straight line, the remaining point. So, and that's why we label this straight line to be y equals to 1 minus 3x. Now that is the graph of the straight line. Then question number D, from the graph, find the root of the equation s squared minus 2s minus s equals to 1 minus 3s. We have to find the root of this equation. But what can we see in the equation? This equation is the quadratic equation here, and this one we are having at the right hand side is the linear equation here. It means that y is equals to y here. So what does that mean? That wherever this quadratic equation equates the linear equation, then bring out the values there. So where do they, that means wherever this quadratic curve cuts or intercepts the straight line, or where this straight line intercepts the curve, where the s square, that's where the quadratic equation is equal to the what? The linear equation. And if you can see, it touch it here, and also touch it here. So from there now you can get the value of x at that point. So point it here and trace it down to x. You see that you're having minus 2.5. So at this point where the quadratic equation is equal to linear equation, our x is equal to minus 2.5. And also it's also cut it here, and which is if you count very well, that will give us 1.5, because one line on the x-axis is 0.1. So that means the root of the equation is 1.5 or minus 2.5. Then for the last question, the minimum value of y and the corresponding value of x. Now, how do we know the minimum value of y? That is where this curve, the turning point of this curve, is the minimum value. The turning point, where this curve turn, and you can see that it turn here. So it turn here. So at that point, our s is 1. It turn here, our s is 1 at that point, and our y is minus 4. Our y is minus 4. So the minimum value of y is minus 4, and the corresponding value of it is s is 1. So that ends the solution to NECO question 2020 general mathematics questions. We have been able to solve all the questions from question number 1 systematically, and we have been able to explain up to this last question number 12. I hope we have been able to help you one way or the other to solve this 12 question, and you understand it, and what you have done there. So if you still have question, you can drop it in the comment section of this video, and we implore you to help build this channel by commenting on it. Share the video with your students, your wards, your children who are willing to write an exam very soon, come next year, so that they can get themselves prepared with this video, and they see how questions are being set and they answered as well. So don't forget, more videos are coming your way. You are still going to solve what a NECO 2021, 2020, 2022 as well. Even the WIAC 2022 theory also is also coming your way very soon. So the only way you can be notified when we drop all this video is by subscribing to the video to this channel. And then once again, I'm Mr. Adebanjo. Thank you for watching, and may the good Lord bless you. Amen.